Hi, welcome to the Malaysia Specialty Coffee Association podcast. Today we have two special guests together with me, our newly appointed president of Malaysia Specialty Coffee Association, Tow Jin, and next to him we have Leng Leng, treasurer of the Malaysia Specialty Coffee Association. So before we go into the introduction of these two guests and also what we are going to touch about the topic for this episode itself, I would like to have Tow Jin to continue his speech for yesterday's speech at the closure of the Malaysia National Coffee Championship.
Yeah, so it was my first time doing a speech as a newly elected president. So I was a little bit nervous. I wasn't able to structure my speech well enough to do a full one yesterday. So continuing to yesterday, apart from giving our thanks to our gratitude, I just want to express our deepest sincere gratitude to all of our sponsors. Without the sponsors, we aren't able to have enough resources to actually fully run the competitions, to invite reps over the WCE representatives to Malaysia, to oversee the entire comms, and of course sending our world champions to the world stage. Um, Next will be all the volunteers, people who work behind the scenes, not limited to the judges. All judges are volunteers as well, um, and their contribution to building our coffee industry together gives so much more meaning and also depth to what we're doing. Of course, not forgetting the competition committee. So we have Cheryl, we have Edward, we have Ling Ling, we have Jason Lam, and also our mentor Boyd behind the scenes, working together as a team to make sure the competitions are run smoothly since the preliminaries round and until the semi-finals round at MIFB. So I'm very, very grateful for everyone's contribution, and I believe everyone's being part of this. It just so fundamental to build a stronger coffee community.
Okay, Taoji, may you actually introduce yourself? What do you do on a daily basis apart from being a president of MSCA?
Okay. I am one of the co-founders of the Roastings Coffee Roaster. So we are a coffee roastery and we operate a cafe and some small cafes as well. So my daily job is actually QC and procurement. So I am in charge of buying the green coffees for the roastery, doing the QC checks for the roastery, and that's pretty much what I do on a daily basis.
How about you, Ling Ling?
So basically, I run Afloat Coffee Roaster. So I'm one of the co-founder for the Afloat Coffee Roastery, and we also have a small bar as well. So on day-to-day basis, I would say mostly I would take care of operations and like what Jean is doing, a lot of QC as well. So I think it's like we wear different hats every day. Yeah, I have the QC of taking care of operations. Other than being a mom, I guess.
Wait, a mom to your employee and also your daughter.
I'm always a permanent employee.
I know that right now is actually started a new term for the Malaysia Specialty Coffee Association under the newly appointed executive committee member. Maybe both of you can share a little bit of what is the real function of Malaysia Specialty Coffee Association, and what's your new direction after being appointed as the president treasurer of the Malaysia Specialty Coffee Association.
Okay, so to begin with, at the association level, I think MSCA is a body, an organization body that runs the national competitions. That's the core, I would say, the core function and how MSCA started. The main objective of having the competitions back then is to develop the industry. So it was along the way with the exco felt that we have to go beyond competitions. That's where we have expanded from competitions into more educational and more event-based kind of activities. So some of those are farm origin trips. And then second will be the one that we co-organize as the Malaysia Coffee Week. So these few activities are, I would say, the core activities that MSA is doing currently.
So basically, I'm rather really fresh in MSc as an exco. This is my second term, to be honest. And it's really a big pleasure for me to be on board as the exco. So, but for what I understand, like starting from a barista to right now as an exco for MSCA, I think it's really served the big purpose of sharing the idea of specialty coffee is. We not just about like a top tier expensive coffee, but it's really about education and connection. For me, MSA is like a power plant. Yeah, it is a power plant that probably people do
Right.
not see, but it keeps on generating the electricity for people to actually. It's like a source, power source. Yeah, so it work behind the scene. Not many people really exactly know what MSCA is doing, but it's a backbone of the entire ecosystem of specialty coffee in Malaysia. Yeah.
So I would like to chip in a little bit more. As the former industry development director for MSCA, I would say MSCA is a non-profit organization. Technically, we don't have an income generating on a very consistent project basis. So we generate based on events. For instance, like MNCC, we call for sponsors. So all these sponsorship funds goes into the account, and all these funds we keep so that we can help to grow the industry. For instance, during the Malaysia Coffee Week, you need something to start off, kickstart the engine itself to help the members, right? So that's why when you join the Malaysia Coffee Week exhibition, you definitely will see privileges like under member price and non-member price. So this initiative is to help members to grow beyond Malaysia market, some even to international market, so that you can reach the brand visibility to help with your business. So apart from that, from the education part, we just now Tow Jin mentioned about origin trips. Not everyone has the privilege to access to the farms itself. So MSCA would like to be the connection point between the farmers and the baristas, people who are passionate, enthusiasts towards the coffee itself, have a platform to connect and reach out to a deeper connection towards all these farmers and producers to understand a bit more on coffee. So it's not just about events, but also education and how to support the industry itself to grow. This is my point of view as how MSCA would work.
Yeah, I agree. I
Yeah.
do.
So now that both of you being appointed as the treasurer and also the president, and also of course recently our result in the world stage is very satisfying.
Very remarkable. Yeah.
Right, remarkable. From Jason Lu last year in Milan, we secured 4th place in the World Barista Championship, and then earlier this year in April, Jackie secured the first runner up in World Latte Championship. And recently, we also have Nas. I got goosebumps now. Being the world champ for the World Brewers Cup 2026.
Yep.
So all our champs within these few years really performing really very well. So identifying the challenge and also how we want to set a new direction, or rather how to not just a new direction, or maybe want to continue a current direction that we have. What's your point of view towards this?
I think identifying talents is just one part of what we do. Identifying talents meaning like we have baristas that come to compete, and that's where we find our local champions. But along the way, because every year we only have one champion. Along the way, there are many other competitors are being part of the whole competition that we hope to continue nurture for the future. Because all these people, they may not get it this round. They could potentially develop to the next champion in the future.
Right.
So in that sense, we are also nurturing future champions as well, future talents as well. For that to happen, it's very important for us to have a very strong support system within the competition ecosystem. Having a particular system to develop and also have good judges that is able to give real or true feedback to the competitors so that they can better themselves. And as for challenges, I think year in, year out, as I think most competition bodies face, it's usually resources, financial resources is one. Sponsorships are not easy to get. Second, it's having the back end being run smoothly, because it takes a lot of people and effort and a lot of working parts that will determine whether the operation will run smoothly. Last but not least, is to have a sufficient panel of judges to be able to go through all the competitors and give their best. And I believe everyone is trying to give their best into every round. And having all these work well is one of the core fundamentals for us to identify a champion for every year and to also continue nurture future champions.
So I think I'm really grateful to be part of the journey of like Jason and Jackie. And like with Nas winning the world is very, I don't know, it's very mesmerizing for me. And I would say there's really a lot of challenges, not just about the competitor itself, not just about the talents itself, but is the whole journey. I think whatever um the process of the champion is going through to reach the world probably is I would say the realistic is finance is a lot of big numbers, especially most of the coffee events held in US, Europe. The expenses is rather high, but I would say MSC is really supporting this as well. And then I also think it's a gap in between, like the gap of knowledge in between the competitor and also like let's say first place, second place, third place. Those actually is a very tiny difference, but those tiny differences we really have to like we need strong panel of judges, let the competitor understand that how they can surpass the gap next time. Other than strong judges, I would say suddenly I think of it like program like JSP is really very helpful for everyone. Yeah, for judges, for competitor to understand better of how competition works. So at least they know that, oh, okay, probably I have been doing it blindly. This is perhaps a more appropriate way in doing it. I think these are like part of the efforts to make competitor better. Then the entire championship quality will go higher as well.
Yep.
Yeah.
True.
Maybe you can give a little bit more of insight because I understand that we have also appointed you as the team manager for Jason and also Jackie. Maybe you can share a bit more in-depth knowledge of during the preparation. What are the most difficult moment, things that you all need to overcome to be there?
I have to say so. Let's start with Jason.
Okay.
Realistically, is for Jason, I mean, we are the roasters, we are the team manager, but it's a lot on coordination. You have to be very, I mean, each of us have to be very brutal and transparent to each other. Like, this is not working. We have to keep moving. That's it's about managing everyone's emotion and also like both coffee and also mental. So that is already the first thing. But working with Jason is different. Jason is already a kind of like seasoned competitor. He has his own thoughts process. It's more on how we can gather the last piece of our energy, our knowledge to be just accumulate there and we just move forward. And then we have to be adaptive enough because in Milan, the water was rather hard. It was around like 140, 150 for espresso. Our coffee was just behaving so differently. But the strong mentality of the competitor just have to be very firm. Okay, this is the way we dial in. This is how we move on. This is our strategy for tomorrow. Whereby going to work with Jackie is different. He is my team member. And I have to say we really fight a lot because of the concept and also the execution. Fighting is inevitable, I guess, but I would say it's a positive one. It's a
Healthy
healthy one.
Healthy
It's a
one,
lot of
yes.
discussion,
Yeah.
like how we can make this better. Because I remember we invited many different judges to sit in. There were probably like many different type of comments were given, but after all, we have to really know what we want to deliver and be realistic with the score sheet as well. For the past 1 year, my first instant feeling is like some days you have to wear a hat as a manager. Some days you have to wear a hat as a coach. Maybe you have to wear a hat as a boss. And at the public event, oh, we are the EXCO committee. We are the representative of, in the face of the MSCA, how we can deliver more positive kind of messages to the industry that we are actually moving in the good direction. Yeah, I think these results are really the true reflection of what the past pioneers have been doing up to date. Yeah.
So I think maybe I would say whenever we have this invitation to other judges to sit into the routine before we go to the world stage, right? The mentality and the maturity, it has to be there because not all the comments you'll need to take in. You need to filter out probably which one works the best for you, or maybe some of them will be able to tell you some things that the team member cannot see because they are, from a third party view. So I think the maturity to actually filter is very important. Being that now we are already placed at a very good position in the world. Moving forward, what do we do?
What do we do, Jean?
What do we do?
Setting the bar high is definitely an amazing achievement. I think moving forward for us, it's how do we sustain such a high level of standards in our industry. But of course, it's not something that we should expect. It's something that we should focus on, like having that at the back of our head, because sometimes the expectations will usually be the one that gets people rather emotional. If let's say we don't
Right.
achieve a certain level of results, I think we should also be very mindful of all the champions that we have chosen to represent Malaysia, that they have definitely put their very best effort to do their best at world stage. More importantly is that we should give them full support irregardless of the results. If the result is good, they celebrate together.
Right.
Even it may not turn out as what we expected, we should continue still support them for their best effort. We should always still feel proud for whoever that represents us at world stage.
Indeed. It's I have having this goosebump. It's like when Jackie was being called the second place, right? Like it's like like almost there. But after that, we did a very quick debrief among us. It's like we know that this is not the end. We know that there are many people. We really feel that many people behind us are waiting for us to be home, celebrate this victory.
Yeah.
And whatever results in the world, good or bad, I would say this is the part of the journey. Yeah, that's why all of us, every year, we pay so much attention to run the comp. It's really because we hope that not just about being excellent,
Correct.
we hope that we can one day be extraordinary too. And I would say I really very proud that Malaysian is very being noticed right now.
Yeah.
That when we were in WBC, to be honest, we were also like the dark horse because Malaysia is like a very people know Thailand, people know Singapore.
Yeah, just in between.
We are in between, and like they were asking where you guys come from. Like we're from Malaysia. Oh, where is that? We will always have to tell them we're next to Thailand, next to Singapore. But right now, I would say this year, finally, people start to see us globally. It's really very happy thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Agree.
It actually took so many years
So many
to
years.
really put. I mean, since Irvin 2018, people
Yeah.
started noticing Malaysia, Irvin and also
Regine.
Regine,
Yeah.
both on the same year. And then the rest of it, we tried our very best.
Yes.
But honestly, I think this year is, wow.
Yeah. It is a goosebump,
Goosebump,
kind of
yes.
feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now no longer people will just say, oh, Malaysia's, where is it?
Mm.
They will start to look at the map
Yes.
and find us.
Yeah. Yes.
Right. What do you think if we were to host World of Coffee?
I knew this is
World
coming.
of Coffee!
Knew it coming. I think WOC, it's one of those milestone that I think some of our excos have in mind. I wouldn't say that it's something that it's a goal that everyone intends to work towards. We are trying to gather more inputs from the team first, before really deciding this direction. But of course, apart from getting consensus amongst the exco, there will be a lot of resources needs to be pulled together in order to make this happen. At this point, I would say there are conversations being initiated, but the direction of where it will eventually lead to, time will tell. We shall see. Yeah, we shall see. Yeah.
Agree. I mean, honestly, to actually organize WOC in each country is not easy,
Not easy.
right?
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of resources, especially financial.
Financial, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep. So, but the good thing is that if we are being able to host WOC, that will be a very good platform for all our roasters, local roasters from Malaysia, and also bring up the whole standard and visibility
Yep.
of specialty coffee in Malaysia itself.
Yes. Yes.
Right.
Yep.
what Jin was saying, conversations kick-started. And I think with us winning, a lot of people also like kind of like excited, like, wow, will one day the VOC come to Malaysia?
Yeah.
I mean, that's like everyone dream, you
Mm.
know? If it's here, it's also like really another milestone for MSCA and for everyone as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So actually, one more thing that I have in mind for quite some time. Most of the time, whenever we run comms that time, then people will say, why are we always doing comms in Klang Valley? Why is the prelim always in KL, Selangor? Why not go other places? You
Okay.
guys, yeah, share your view.
So for the past few years, or I mean quite a number of years, we have tried our very best to reach out to other states to run the preliminaries. However, due to typically it's just financial constraints, we
And logistics.
and logistics of the team, the judges, volunteers, of whether can we that will ultimately decide whether can we organize the preliminaries at outer states outside Klang Valley. I think that's usually the main consideration. However, we did manage to organize a few. I think in the past we have done Brewers Cup at Kuantan, and then Penang.
Penang,
Yeah,
yes.
twice in Kuantan, and then Penang also twice. So
Johor.
Johor as well, for the barista and latte art championship.
Yep.
The intention is always to try to bring this element to other states, as we really feel that having this activation at other states, it will give an extra, like how they say it, like all these activations are essential to really reach or to expand the reach of specialty coffee to other parts of Malaysia, because I feel there's always new people that are not aware of specialty coffee, or even what the national competitions is actually about.
Maybe I can ask a little bit more of, based on data. How many percent of the barista participation from other states compared to the KL Klang Valley baristas?
Hmm.
Do you think it's actually increasing?
It depends on category.
Yeah, agree.
Yeah, depends on
Yes.
category.
Yep.
I would say Brewers is kind of balanced
Mm.
based on what we watch on prelim. But I would say still one of the struggle is from East Malaysia, flying to like
Correct.
KL, especially like if I say like a daily conversation with the baristas from East Malaysia, they would think of the logistics of, you know, coming to East to West to compete. They have to bring a lot of things. It's extra baggages charges for them. So I would say that part. But latte art mostly Klang Valley, I would say.
Yeah.
BC similar.
BC, I think it's.
Balance.
I think I would say it was quite balanced for BC. But I guess as we move forward, we do anticipate more competitors that comes from other states. As long as we keep on having the mindset of bringing competitions to other states, I think slowly or eventually we will get more people to be willing to join. But of course, there are many other factors that really decides like whether which competitor is able to be able to commit to the competition.
Do you think it's actually doable, or maybe something that is can put into consideration that possibly we can do regional preliminary round for East Malaysia? I mean, it's actually really very costly for us to even fly there. Like, let's say if we want to do a preliminary round in East Malaysia, right? Let's say we are flying the whole team here and also some of the judges here to East Malaysia. That will cost really quite a lot. With the recent hike up with the gas fuel.
Yeah.
Flying to Sabah or Sarawak right now is cost around 900 ringgit.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it's domestic.
Yeah, it's
leh.
domestic. Yeah,
It's not even international.
Yeah,
But yeah,
that's true.
being put into consideration cost like that, would it be helpful for us to do maybe a regional preliminary round?
I think this idea has definitely been put out in the past. I think at that back then, the situation was, do we have enough resources to garner enough interest of having sufficient judges? I think that's one, to be able to support the competition. It's usually like we try to weigh the risks, like can we have enough judges? Volunteers, maybe not so much, I feel. Cost is definitely one element to it, but I don't think it's the biggest problem. I think it's the operationally, can we make it work? I think that one, it's usually one of the things that we think of at the very forefront. But I feel as long as we can solve that thing, then I think it's definitely possible. Because I feel um, East Malaysia is definitely a region that needs to be developed. Yes, yeah, and over the past many years, I think the participation rate is, we do get, but I don't think it's a big amount. But we do acknowledge the reasons why. Yeah, so it's definitely something that we could look into, like how do we gather resources or to strategize to make it happen.
Shout out to the audience, whoever who is based in East Malaysia and would like to support MSCA programs, please reach out to MSCA so that we can, work out a program together and bring the industry together for East Malaysia.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So, okay, one more question I have. Based on participation rate for all our competitors, mostly are Chinese.
Okay.
Right. But with the recent winning rate of Muslim friends, our Muslim colleagues, do you think it's a motivation for people from different other states?
To be honest, right, I my first impression is we never really see races. Like it's the first, like whoever you are is who you are. I think the racist part is really come very back of our mind. But I think, of course, definitely with Nas winning is really a big influence to our peers, like all Malaysians, the rest of the Malaysians friends. It's just, yes, maybe is most of the faces that enter like semifinals, probably they are Chinese. But after all, I personally don't think that it's just about one race. It's about everyone.
When you bring this up, I immediately thought of what Calvin's speech yesterday. It's that I think Malaysia, it has a very unique spirit of in the sense that we come from multicultural,
Correct.
and then the whole spirit of muhibah
Yes.
is very well ingrained in our country. So, but nevertheless, we do have many different communities within Malaysia, and it's inevitable that representations of each of these communities will inspire one another along the way. Whatever that we see are Malaysians. Everyone is anak Malaysia, no doubt. It's just that the source of inspiration, I would say, still comes from the individual himself, or herself. So it's really irregardless of the race or whatever, but it's really whoever that this individual is which community this individual is connected to. I do believe his or her influence will definitely inspire others to try to compete. I think that's my personal feeling about it.
From my point of view, I would have to say this, but Muslim friends or maybe some Chinese educated colleagues that we have, right? Their fear of joining a competition, mainly, I feel that it's actually language barrier. I remember there was actually 1 year in Kuantan, one of these barista presented in Chinese.
Oh yeah,
Right.
I remember that.
Yes. But it was actually it was my first time seeing a Chinese presentation in our Malaysian competition scene. And I'm really very, very wow, he's so good at this. And all the taste notes that he mentioned, it was so accurately being presented. So why can't we do this in Bahasa? What's your view in different language?
I think it's to align with the WCC vision. So English is I would say, international language where we use on score sheet, code of conducts on all the events, rules and regulations.
Yep.
So I think that's why I would say English is mostly being practiced in not just Malaysia. I would say even some countries like Korean, Taiwan, they do encourage the barista to speak in English. Yeah. So, I mean, of course, we welcome people the baristas competitors speak in Bahasa. Ideally, is if you want to excel in the international game, you still have to work towards it. And also consider that you need a translator in the world if you speak your country's own native language. You also have to incorporate into your routine. That is something that people have to consider as well. Yeah.
Yep.
I think there's no restriction,
No.
to be honest. Yeah.
Yeah.
For those first timer and you think that language is actually a barrier, I would say to overcome the stage fright first, you can actually present in your own language, and then slowly you'll need to move on, practice your English, keep practicing, keep talking every day. No one gonna laugh at you, and don't be afraid of how other people look at you. If you're daring enough to speak, those who laugh at you are the people that is a bit more of a shallower mind thinker. That's what I thought, right? So that you can actually improve on yourself. What Ling Ling said is actually very true. By the end of the day, if you represent Malaysia to the world stage, you present in your own language and then being interpreted to different to English to all these international judges, we may need to sacrifice some of the emotional connection within the script towards the judges itself. Do you agree? This point of view. When I translate it from Bahasa to English, for instance,
Okay.
there will be some of the words may not be
Okay.
so
Understand.
accurately
Okay.
translated.
From a language perspective, maybe I would say there will be, but I feel the competition has a very huge human element to it. I think the human connection that makes this competition so magical. Yeah. So I think as long as the barista is able to, you can call it spiritually or physically, like connect, I think the message will be delivered irregardless of the choice of language that is being used. To me, that's my personal opinion.
Yes, I do. I do agree with you. Like when we go overseas and judge, some countries they speak like in Thai or Vietnam, but you still can feel the passion from the barista. Is about the connection, the engagement
Yep.
in that 15 or 10 minutes. Sometimes language also cannot replace the emotion. Yeah, it's irreplaceable.
That's
Yeah.
true. Yeah. You just reminded me of my
yeah.
experiences in Korea and Thailand. Most competitors actually speak in their native language. As much as we do have translators on being put in place during the competition, however, I felt the biggest connection that I feel from the competitor, it's really through the body language, the energy that we feel on when we're on stage. So I think that part is really the capability of the superpower of a human person, a human being. That's for me.
Suddenly, I just want to add on this one. You know, this round, we had the honor of having Emma here. And this is the first time I see a rep that can deliberate a judge by just looking at their facial and body language. Instantly can also, like, can gauge that you don't really agree with this, or you love this, but you hesitate. Like, I think it's also years of experience that make her to have different perspective and this instant kind of like review. But I would say after all, human connection is very powerful. Yeah.
Insightful. All right. Thank you so much to both of you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, everyone. So stay tuned for the next episode. Once again, thank you, Leng Leng, and also Tow Jin. I hope
Our pleasure.
MSCA in your good hand, driving us towards a new term again. So we look forward for more activities and more initiative from the MSCA Exco members. All right. Thank you so much, everyone.
you.
Bye bye.
Thank you.